Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going through the identity of a wealthy CEO, the 7 characteristics, the 7 traits that make up a wealthy CEO. This is part 2 of a 2-part series. So if you didn't catch part 1, go back and listen to that first. That's where I went through the 7 characteristics of a broke solopreneur. And you might think, I don't think that's me. Like, I'm not broke. It's an identity that we're talking about. We're not talking about if you actually have money in your bank account or not. This is the characteristics of somebody who is really holding themselves back from their true potential in their business and in their life. So I'm not going to go recover why identity is so important in this video. Go check out video 1 first and then come back to this one, and we're going to talk about becoming a wealthy CEO. So if you've already checked out that part, hi friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Sue Ellen. I'm a CPA, I'm a money and manifestation coach. I quit my 17-year corporate career and am now a digital nomad traveling the world, teaching entrepreneurs how to create more money, how to build wealth in their business and in their life that actually feels good. There's 3 pillars to wealth building. It's the strategic side of money, which is my CPA side of the world. And then we have the energetics. We have our money beliefs and we have our nervous system. And so I teach this through breath work and somatics and coaching. So if any of that sounds interesting to you and you want to learn more, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future content that I have planned for you. All right, so let's talk about a wealthy CEO. Who is the identity of a wealthy CEO? It does not just have to do with the amount of money that's in the bank account. Although, yes, that's part of it. Being a wealthy CEO is somebody who is embodying this version of themselves who feels wealthy in all areas of life. It's the mindset that they carry, the beliefs that they carry, the way that they identify as who they are in business and in life. It's the way that they think about money, how they interact with money, the relationship that they have with money. So what are those characteristics? I'm going to give you the top 7 characteristics that I see in working with business owners who actually embody this identity and this version of themselves. But before we dive into those 7, I just want you to understand that the impact of embodying this version of yourself, of stepping into this identity of a wealthy CEO, what that allows you to create is unlimited possibilities in your life and in your business. When we are identifying as someone who sees the world as unlimited, who embodies the version of themselves, who sees endless possibilities, that they know that no matter what happens, I am going to figure it out. When they embody the version of themselves that doesn't see anything as a failure, they just see something as a lesson, a stepping stone, and that they know that the only way to fail is to quit. And so when you can start stepping into this version of yourself, start embodying these characteristics, you get to create lasting impact in the world in your specific, unique, beautiful way, but you also get to create fulfillment within yourself. You get to create financial abundance for yourself, for your family, for your community. All right, so let's get into the 7 characteristics. So the first trait of a wealthy CEO is they know their numbers. They're not avoiding their numbers. They know their numbers and they use those numbers in their business to actually make decisions in their business. A wealthy CEO knows that they need to know what's on their P&L. Are they profitable? What offers are they launching? How are they pricing them? When are they launching them? They have a spending plan. They have a plan for their money. And so the number one thing that I see with business owners who are embodying more of the broke solopreneur version of themselves is they are avoiding their numbers. And this happens for a number of reasons. A lot of times they're telling themselves the story that they're just bad with money and therefore I'm just not going to look at my numbers. But a lot of the times it's a safety thing. They don't feel safe with their numbers because they have this belief system that money is hard, that I don't understand it. And so they're actually avoiding their numbers because it feels unsafe. So that leads into number 2. The characteristic of a wealthy CEO is they are having consistent money dates. They have a system in place to get intimate with their numbers. And they know that if they can't do it themselves, if they don't have the expertise, they actually hire it out because they know it's an investment investment in their business, one of the most important investments that you will make in your business and in your life. I suggest doing this weekly. You are sitting down with your numbers and you're understanding what is going on in the business. What do I need to plan for in the next 90 days, in the next year? Am I making financial decisions that are in alignment with the plan that I have for myself? They have defined, what does my dream business look like? What does my dream life look like? And am I building intentionally towards that dream? When we aren't sitting down and knowing what's going on in our money reality, you are building something that is not intentional. The third trait of a wealthy CEO is that business owner is paying themselves consistently. Paying ourselves needs to be the priority and is the priority of the wealthy CEO. When we can set aside a consistent practice to actually pay ourselves, what ends up happening is we're able to fit the other business expenses within what's left over. The amount that we're paying ourselves matters less than the consistent practice. We always come first. We are the business owner. Why have a business unless we're actually paying ourselves? So I don't care if you just start with $50 a week, but there needs to be a consistent practice mentally, energetically, that says, like, I am important. I am being compensated for the work that I'm putting into this business. I pay myself first. Trait number 4 is a wealthy CEO is investing in themselves and investing in their business confidently. So going back to what we talked about with the first couple of traits is they know their numbers, they have a plan for their numbers, and that allows them to actually make investments in themselves and their business confidently. When you have a plan for your money, when you go to invest in your business, it's part of the plan. But even when an opportunity comes outside of maybe what you had planned for at the beginning of the year, something new pops up during the year, a wealthy CEO looks at making an investment in their business. They see it as an opportunity. They don't see it as a risk. They don't look at it from a scarcity mindset of, ooh, I might lose some money here. A wealthy CEO knows that one of the best investments that they can make in themselves for their business is in their mind. They know that the more that they're investing in education or programs or coaches or people within their business that is going to help them either take their mindset further along, that is going to coach them in up-leveling their identity, that is going to help them implement systems and structures and procedures and processes that they don't know how to do themselves. A wealthy CEO knows that when they invest in these things, that it is going to propel their business faster, further. They know that the inner work, investing in these things, is not optional. It's actually necessary, because this is how their nervous system feels safe. This is how they feel grounded. This is how that they know that they're building a life, they're building a business back towards that dream life that we talked about. Trait number 5 of a wealthy CEO is they are fully open and willing to receive support, help, and they are not shying away from wanting more. They see a big vision for their life. They're not apologizing for it. They see a big vision for their business and the impact that they can have. So often, so many business owners are rejecting support because they have the belief that they don't need any help, or they have the belief that they need to do it on their own. There's this weird thing about asking for help or accepting support in our society. A wealthy CEO doesn't think that way. It doesn't have that belief. A wealthy CEO knows that by supporting one another, we are contributing to the greater good of this whole ecosystem that we have, this whole economy. And by doing that, because they understand the energetics of money, they know that the more that they are opening themselves up to receiving support and help, they're saying yes to the universe, to sending them, continuing to send them more help and support. And that's why it continues to show up in their life and in their business, and it only propels their business further. A wealthy CEO has a clear vision about where they're going. They have sat down and they have defined, what does their dream business look like? What does their dream life look like? And they are intentionally building a business and intentionally building a life that is in alignment with that dream. When they have clearly defined their vision for themselves, their life, their business, this makes sure that they are intentional about the decisions that they're making in their business. What offers do they have? What type of clients are they calling in? Who are they accepting to work with? What are they pricing their services at? What are they saying no to? And then trait number 7 is on the identity side of things. A wealthy CEO is always embodying the version of themselves who already has the dream business in life. They're not waiting for the thing to actually be in their life. They're not waiting until they have the revenue milestone, the income milestone. They're not waiting until they have the specific clients or a contract or what have you to embody the version of themselves that already has it. The identity comes first. The identity shapes the actions that we're taking in our life, and those actions that we're taking in our life is what creates the results that we want to reach. And so those are the 7 top things that I see of a wealthy CEO, what a wealthy CEO embodies, the identity of a wealthy CEO. And this is the exact work that I do with my clients. Again, it's not just about how much money is in the bank account, it's the identity of who they are embodying, how they are showing up, what money practices do they actually have, what belief systems do they actually have, how regulated do they feel around money. And I help them shift from this broke solopreneur into the identity of a wealthy CEO. And when we make the shift, that's how they create systems and structure in their business that allows them to create more money in their business, the belief systems that they can actually hold it, the identity of the version, the nervous system that's regulated around holding all of this money to where they're actually creating the money, but they feel safe, regulated, secure, and are actually able to hold it. This is where you have money that manifests, but also feels good. If you are interested in working together on a one-on-one basis, I just opened up 1-month intensives where I'm doing this exact work. I'm helping my clients define this dream life, define this dream business for themselves. We are putting a financial plan, like putting tangible numbers of, okay, how do we actually build this? And then I help them shift the beliefs, the nervous system, and start moving towards creating this dream life. If that's something you're interested in, there's going to be a link down below to apply, and we can hop on a call and see if it would be a good fit to work together. Outside of that, I hope you got something out of this episode. I would love to hear what your biggest takeaways were down in the comments below. Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the future content that I have planned for you. I can't wait to see you on our next episode next week, and I will catch you all then. Bye.